Hello, boys and girls, and welcome back to Kids to College. Today is Monday, and we are going to be making a walking rainbow. I have already made one as a demonstration so that you can see what our outcome will be, because this is something that will take a little bit of time to occur. It will not happen instantly. So I have used 4 different colors of food coloring, but you are welcome to get every color of food coloring there is. You can do as many or as few cups, or you can use jars as well as you would like. And so we only need a few simple ingredients in order to do this experiment, okay? So I'm going to move this out of the way very carefully, and I'm just gonna take this here. So that way we can do it together, so that way you see exactly how to do it. So I'm going to just clean up my area real quick because I had a little spillage. I hope everybody loved all that wonderful weather we had this weekend. Spring is officially here and summer is on its way. So that's something to be super excited about, right? Okay, so we're going to start out. And like I said, you just need a few simple ingredients or supplies, I should say. So you're going to need the amount of cups or jars that you would like to use. I have 4 colors of food coloring, so I'm going to use 4 cups. However, if you were to do the whole rainbow, then you would use 7 cups and you would have 7 different food colorings. So, but I have my 4 cups and I'll tilt this down so you can see. And you're just going to set those out next to each other, and you can place them closely together so that the lips are touching. You have your food coloring. So I have red, orange, blue, and green. You're also going to need paper towels. And so what I did is I took my roll of paper towels and I looked for where the crease where you can rip it off is. And I just took it off, and that will equate your 1 piece. Depending on the type of paper towels you have, it may be bigger than that or not, but that is fine either way. Also, how many cups you use depends on how many pieces of paper towel you need. So I have 4 cups, so that means I only need 3 pieces of paper towel. If I were to have 7 cups, then I would need 6 pieces of paper towel. If I were to have 5 cups, I would need 4. So you can kind of see the gist of where we're going with this. So, but because I have 4, I have my 3 pieces of paper towel that I have already separated. Okay, and the first thing we want to do, we also are going to need water. So I'm using a watering can, but it's up to you. You're going to want to use something like a pitcher that you can add water easily, or you could just go fill them up at your sink, whatever works best. But the first thing you'll want to do is add your water and get that food coloring in there so it can really, really start to thicken up. Because as you know, food coloring has to disperse in the water. So we're going to fill this up. And now, from what I've been told, the less water you use, the longer it takes. So it's okay to be a little liberal with that water. Okay, so we're going to start out with this amount. So I'm going to have this be my red cup. So like I said, go ahead and be liberal with it. We really, really want to get that color in there. So there's my red, and here's my orange. Now I'm going to do my blue, and then my green. Okay. Awesome. So while those are sitting, and I can kind of see, I want my orange to be a little brighter, so I'm going to add. So you can add to this if you think that, the color isn't dark enough. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to set my food coloring with the caps on aside. And remember, any food coloring, it's just like food coloring that's in cupcakes and cake. It will come off if you get it on your hands or clothes, so no worries about that there. I also have some scissors, which I'll show you why we have those in a moment. So we're going to take our first piece of paper towel, and I'm just going to move this out of the way to show you. So, and what we want to do is we want to fold it in half so that it completely meets the other side. And we really want to make sure that crease is nice and defined. And then we're going to fold it in half one more time so that it's really narrow, and make sure that crease is nice and defined. Press down on it. Then we're going to fold it in half like this. Okay, and make sure that crease is really defined so that it makes kind of a triangle shape. And then what you'll do is you're going to cut about an inch roughly, and you can use a ruler if you'd like, but I'm going to estimate. You're going to cut an inch off the end of it, and we're going to set those aside. We don't need those. So this is my first piece, okay? Now I'm going to take my next piece. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to fold it in half and line it up as perfectly as I can. Oops. And fold it down. Then I'm going to fold it in half again. Make sure that crease is really defined and it's as even as possible. Then I'm going to line up the ends, and I'm going to fold it in half. And then I'm going to cut my inch off the bottom and discard of the small pieces. Now we have our second piece. And next we're going to do our last piece. So we're going to fold it in half, same as before, and then fold it in half again. Okay. And now we're going to take it the long way and fold that in half to make it shorter. Okay, and define that crease. Cut our inch off the bottom and discard of those. So now, as you see, we have our 3 pieces of paper towel. They should all look like this. Whoops. Okay. So now we'll line our cups back up where they're all touching. Okay. And we're going to start by setting 1 piece of paper towel in. Now we're going to go to the next cup. We're going to set 1/2 in this cup and 1/2 in this cup. And if you're finding it's a little too short, you could always do one of 2 things. You can add a tiny bit more water, okay? Or you could always just fold new paper towel. And now we're going to do our last one and dip those in the cup. And now, like I said, this isn't something that will be instant, so that's why I had my example already finished for you. But I don't know if you can see it on camera, but you should be seeing it already happening, where it's already starting to go up the paper towel. Does anybody have any guesses as to why? Start thinking about how water travels. And I've noticed, and you may notice this when you're doing this, that it looks like my red is a little light. So it doesn't hurt to plop a few extra splashes of food coloring in there if you want to get that nice bright color. I'm going to do that to my orange, which is actually yellow. It looks orange in the cup though. I'm going to do that to each one just because I really want for these to come out nice and bright like my example did. And as we're talking, these slowly but surely are creating our walking rainbow. So we will revisit that in just a second. But to get back to why this is happening. So the colored water is traveling up the paper towels against gravity. And it's doing that through a process called capillary action. The water is pulled up through the tiny gaps of fiber that are in the paper towel. And so it's wicking each color up and out of one jar and slowly into the next. So let's take a look and see. So as I had told you, it's continuing, but overall, for me to get the results that I did, that I showed you in the beginning of the video, you may want to let this sit for about 20 minutes. And like I said, don't be afraid to add a little more water, add a little more food coloring if you don't see the process happening as dark or as vibrant as you would like. So I'm just going to top these off a little bit. and have fun with it. And you can mix colors. You could use the same color. It's really up to you. A very fun and simple activity. I hope that you enjoyed this. Please post pictures and send videos for a chance to be on local television. And I will see you tomorrow for more fun science activities. Have a wonderful day.